you don't slow down, we may give you a monetary reminder as to why you need to.
Local and state law enforcement planning extra patrols in the Yakima Valley region. Tonight, we are breaking down what prompted that decision. We saw a very nice day today, but we are talking about mountain snow, winds, and rain for our areas coming up this weekend. Jason has all the details in your first alert weather forecast. And we are tracking the investigation into a deadly crash between Army helicopters on a routine training mission.
Now, KAPP KVEW local news at 5.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. We begin with developing news tonight. Former President Trump has been indicted. This means he is the first former American president to formally face criminal charges. The charges are sealed, but the Associated Press reports they center on payments to try and keep claims of an affair quiet during the 2016 presidential election. Trump has insisted that he did nothing wrong. His lawyers say that they will fight those charges. Looking locally now, this morning, West Richland police shut down access to part of North Lake Drive because of an FBI operation. Information so far is limited, but police say the Southeast Washington Safe Streets Task Force needed to search a home near Bombing Range Drive. Police say there were no injuries. Now, we did reach out to the FBI. They're not able to comment tonight other than saying that this is an active investigation and there's no danger to the public. We'll continue to keep you updated, though, as we learn more. The Union Gap Police Department rarely has fatal crashes, but with 745 people killed in crashes across the state last year, KAPP KVEW's Emily Goodell tells us the Union Gap Police Chief is starting up emphasis patrols because he's not taking any chances.
The police chief says that they're seeing more and more drivers engaging in behaviors like talking on the cell phone and speeding well over 10 to 15 miles over the speed limit. He says those are the things that can lead to fatality collisions, and it's something they want to stop right now. They're starting the emphasis patrols right away, so if you're driving through Union Gap, expect to see more police officers, especially on Ottanum Road, Valley Mall Boulevard, and Main Street. Police say education and a verbal warning might work for some people, but for others, it takes enforcement to change that behavior.
We're not going to wait for that tragedy to occur here before we do what we can to stem that behavior. You know, and it's education and it's enforcement.
Police say it's not about writing more tickets or pulling more people over. They're hoping that people get the message that the emphasis patrols are happening and decide to change their behavior, slowing down and making sure not to look at their phone while they're driving through Union Gap. Reporting in Union Gap, Emily Goodell, KAPP KVEW Local News.
Thanks, Emily. Now let's talk about your forecast. Drivers in many parts of the state are going to have a very good reason to slow down this weekend. We're seeing clouds moving in once again after sunshine earlier today. Jason Valentine has a look at what to expect for the rest of this evening.
Good Thursday evening, everyone. Hope you were able to enjoy the sunshine today. And folks, a little bit of wind, about 10 to 15 mile per hour, kind of building as the day went on. As we get to our next 24 hours, we're going to have a pretty calm overnight period and sunshine to start your day. But as we get to the early evening to the later evening hours, we do expect to see quite a lot of rain showers for most of our areas. Also, winds are going to pick up. We could see up to 25 mile per hour sustained winds for our area. So really a change from what we're seeing today. Also, we're also seeing snow coming into the Cascades, the western slopes of the Cascades. Again, this is going to be for your weekend. So big changes are on the way. Again, I hope you got outside and enjoyed the sunshine today. Also, temperatures are going to be cooling down mid to lower 50s starting tomorrow. So folks, a wild weekend is on the way. I want to get you prepared for that. That'll be in my full forecast coming up later in the show.
Thanks, Jason. Well, the debate over Washington's next big airport continues. We've been talking about this a lot. Eventually, the goal is to provide an alternative option to SeaTac Airport. The Commercial Aviation Coordinating Commission is recommending that the state either expand Payne Field in Snohomish County or build a brand new airport in Pierce or Thurston County. Now, those are all on the west side. Today, the commission heard public comment, which was largely concerns from people opposed to having a new airport in those areas. Now, the city of Yakima is also working to convince the commission to consider expanding the airport there instead of building a new one. The commission's final recommendation is due coming up this June. Tonight, the military is investigating a crash that involved 2 helicopters based at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. The crash killed all 9 service members on board. ABC's Rena Roy is tracking that developing story.
An investigation underway in Trigg County, Kentucky, after two 101st Airborne Division medevac helicopters crashed Wednesday just before 10 p.m.
I'm working with the commander and the colonel around both crash sites.
Crews discovering the wreckage in a field, 9 service members killed.
This is a truly tragic loss for our families, our division, and Fort Campbell. Our entire Fort Campbell community is surging resources in support.
The two Black Hawk choppers were flying together during a training mission, a common occurrence as helicopters are almost always paired. Officials say crew members were wearing night vision goggles.
That is about as dangerous as you can get for one of these exercises, especially those night vision goggles. Those night vision goggles, when you look out of them, see green, but you certainly don't see as much as you would in the daytime.
There are no reports of damage to homes, but residents in the debris field were asked to leave.
2 helicopters went over and hadn't much got 10 seconds past my house, and I heard the explosion or the loud boom. I just felt, something was terribly wrong.
Investigators now piecing together what exactly happened and how it happened.
They do have something very similar to the black boxes that we see on the larger aircraft, and we're hopeful that will provide quite a bit of information.
The U.S. Army and Kentucky State Police are leading that investigation. Meanwhile, the base command has said that they are focused on caring for service members and their families as they notify next of kin. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And World News Tonight will have continuing coverage of that investigation coming up tonight at 5:30. Now, last night, the entire city of Nashville held a vigil for the 6 people killed in a school shooting on Monday. This morning, protesters gathered at the Tennessee state capitol calling for new gun control laws, including a so-called red flag law that would allow the courts to temporarily take guns away from people who are considered a threat to themselves or others. Tennessee lawmakers have been primarily focused on changing school security rules rather than changing gun laws. This, as a new report from the CDC says, the number of people who went to the emergency room with gun injuries dropped last year. That's not really as good a headline as it might sound. ER visits related to guns rose really fast in the beginning of 2020, starting at the beginning of the pandemic. The CDC says those numbers in 2020 and 2021 were almost 40% higher than we saw in 2019. Then in 2022, last year, the number of gun injuries that sent people to the ER went down, but they were still about 20% higher than we saw before the pandemic started. The CDC did not break down whether those injuries were accidental or criminal cases. Today, a federal judge in Texas whittled away more of the Affordable Care Act, which is also known as Obamacare. The judge struck down part of the law that requires insurance companies to cover preventative services. That's things like screenings for cancer, HIV, diabetes, and mental health. This decision also means that insurance providers would be able to stop covering medication to prevent HIV. Now, the Biden administration is expected to challenge this ruling, and experts say you likely won't see any changes right away because health insurance contracts are already set for the rest of this year. But today, Washington Senator Patty Murray responded with a statement calling the decision downright dangerous. Murray says, quote, shredding the Affordable Care Act's requirement that insurers cover basic preventative care services at no extra cost will deny patients across our country critical life-saving services they need. And she says it will particularly hurt patients with the tightest budgets and people in the LGBTQ+ community. Today, Washington Governor Jay Inslee signed a series of bills passed by the legislature so far this session. One significant proposal extends a price cap on insulin. People with type 1 diabetes will die without taking insulin, usually several doses of it every day. As of this year in Washington, insurance companies can't make customers pay more than $35 out of pocket per month.
Insulin saves lives and makes it more affordable and will always be a priority, particularly because the governor's mother was diabetic, and my brother's on that list, and to think that we're helping Washingtonians is just really, really great to know this is going to help so many people.
This bill extends that deadline indefinitely. President Biden has called for a national rule putting a $35 price cap on insulin, but so far Congress hasn't taken action on that, although some insulin makers have announced their own plans to create price caps individually. Now, Congress has voted to end the national COVID-19 emergency, which then President Trump declared in March of 2020. The White House says President Biden is expected to sign the measure. The Biden administration was already planning to end the national emergency coming up on May 11th. Experts say at this point, moving the date up by a few weeks shouldn't make a huge difference. That emergency will end as soon as the president signs the bill, but it is not clear when that will happen. An overnight train derailment in Minnesota is the latest in a slew of recent incidents that are adding to the growing concern over the safety of the nation's railroads. A BNSF railway train hauling ethanol and mixed freight, including corn syrup, derailed in Raymond, Minnesota overnight, forcing nearby residents to evacuate for several hours. The problem here is that ethanol is a highly flammable chemical, and the effects of exposure can include coughing, dizziness, and even unconsciousness. We're also continuing to track the Pope's health. The Vatican says he's shown a marked improvement after being given antibiotics for a bronchitis infection. They say he could be released from the hospital within the next few days. The Vatican says the Pope is 86 years old. He's had part of his lung removed years ago. That makes him more susceptible to lung infections. He is still getting medical care in the hospital, and they are preparing to keep him there again for the next few days. Now here in our area, let's take a look outside. Again, we're seeing those clouds moving back into the region after a brief break today. We have a look at what to expect in your first alert forecast headed towards the weekend coming up. And still ahead on KAPP Local News at 5, we're talking about Heritage University expanding into the Tri-Cities. That's next.
The new Tempur-Pedic Breeze helps you sleep cooler. So no more nocturnal baking or polar ice cap air conditioner mode, because the Tempur-Pedic Breeze delivers all-night cooling.
Mattress Depot USA.
The local water experts at Culligan can take care of everything but the kitchen sink. Actually, we do that too. Culligan, here for every water worry.
Do you have a current vehicle loan or lease? Do you want a low financing rate? Do you want a new ride? 0 down and 1.9% financing even on used vehicles. SteveHahnAutoGroup.com.
There are too many options.
How do we decide what hotel to book? Fear not, I got you. Who are you? I'm your fairy hotel mother.
What is happening?
Let me help you pick a hotel you feel good about. Choice Hotels is a family of brands with a hotel for every type of stay. Like a comfort with the kiddos. Ooh, spacious. Or a Cambria hotel downtown for just the two of you. Hold my wand, don't wave it at anything. Get the best price by booking direct at choicehotels.com.
Yeah!
What did I say?
Do you miss those 2020 stimulus checks you received and wish you had some extra money for some new furniture?
Well, at Walker's Furniture, we want to help you out. Boost your savings and get big discounts store-wide with your Walker's Furniture stimulus check. Just visit a Walker's store near you or download your checks online and cash in on the savings. Plus, with no money down, no minimum purchase, and special 5 years financing.
You can get that new furniture you've been wanting and save your cash this week at Walker's.
The Beach Boys, the Demolition Derby, and the PRCA Rodeo, all part of this summer's Walla Walla Fair and Frontier Days. Tickets go on sale March 31st, but KVEW is giving them away now. Click on contests at yaktrinews.com to enter.
The only time he tells me I look great is when I side part my hair.
I'm consistent. Every time I notice something's different, forget it's the part.
Next live, Sharon Edgerton and Heather Graham.
Tomorrow morning at 9 on KAPP.
At Mattress Depot USA, we realize your top priority is to get a quality mattress at a great price.
And it never hurts to do business with someone local.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Incredible Palouse Falls by air. KAPP Local News at 6 Tuesday.
Welcome back. It's a unique sport that requires focus and precision. Tonight, our Madeline Hagan is talking about archery, the local team who beat out stiff competition and now is qualified for the national championship. Maddie.
Alyssa, Jason Lee Elementary School in Richland is one of the few that actually offers archery at school. In just a matter of weeks, 7 of the students will head to Utah to compete on a national level.
As their peers are getting ready for school, these dedicated students are up early working on their aim. The archery program started at Jason Lee in 2018, and in just 5 years, they've made it to nationals multiple times. Now, it's not easy to get to this point. In order to qualify, students must be within the top 10 scorers in their respective state.
Sometimes you're put under pressure when there's a lot of people there, but as long as you just kind of tune that out and you're just kind of focusing on you, it's amazing.
At the competition in Sandy, Utah, the students will compete in target shooting and 3D, which involves animal replicas. They have about 3 more weeks to prepare for this competition in Utah. And these kids told me they are definitely excited to compete, but also a little bit nervous. We'll hear more from them and their coaches later tonight on KAPP KVEW Local News at 6.
Thanks, Maddie. We certainly wish them the best. Heritage University is expanding its footprint here in the Tri-Cities. Now, they're based in Toppenish, but they've had a partnership with CVC in Pasco for decades. Now, Heritage University will be expanding in downtown Kennewick, taking over what used to be the Tri-City Herald building on Canal Drive. They're preparing to open the new location in August of this year.
We're here, we're local, we have these majors, we're small classes. Most of our classes are face-to-face. And we want to make sure that those students know about us and that we're another option.
If you want to check out that option, you can find more information on our website, yaktrinews.com.
Now, KAPP KVEW First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
All right, folks, good Thursday evening, everyone. Again, hope you had a wonderful day today. And yes, winds picking up slightly today, but they're going to pick up quite a lot more as we get into tomorrow. We do have weekend snow in the Cascades, up to 2 feet. Windy and rainy Friday p.m. Well, let's just get you ready for that. As we move into our overnight period, we're going to be looking at calmer conditions, but a little bit of a cell coming into the Yakima, Toppenish, possibly Ellensburg areas tomorrow morning. Could see a little rain snow mixed in there. But as we get to our late afternoon to early evening hours, we have shower activity coming in and we have that snow coming into the Cascades. That will continue into the evening hours. Ellensburg, Yakima, Toppenish, you might get into a little bit of a pocket where you're not seeing too much precipitation. So the bulk of it is coming into the Blue Mountain region and into the Tri-Cities. That will persist into Saturday morning, and then we'll see a little bit of clearing, more scattered showers for your Saturday and your Sunday. So we have a winter storm watch. It's going to start tomorrow evening at 5 to Sunday at 5. 1 to 2 feet of snow, new snow, is expected during your weekend. That is above 3,500 feet. Also could see gusts up to 55 miles per hour. So if you are traveling to the west side, please take precautions and keep an eye on conditions and if there's any restrictions going on in the passes. It should be some pretty tough traveling this weekend. So our temperature trend, we saw our warmest day of the week today. And then, well, darn it, we returned to the malaise we've been in, about 5 or so degrees below our average. Tri-Cities average is 62. We're going to be right in those mid to upper 50s, but we do look to see a little bit of a warming trend as we get to the latter part of our next work week. Also, winds today, 10 to 15 mile per hour. They're going to boost up Friday, tomorrow, and Saturday to 20 to 30 mile per hour sustained, especially when we get to tomorrow afternoon and pretty much for the entirety of your Saturday. We'll see it slow down on Sunday and into our next work week. Still a bit breezy conditions. So for our almanac, we're right near our average for this time of year for Yakima. Just a little below both the low and high. In the Tri-Cities area, we're a little above the high, but still looking pretty good in our overnight low department. So 2023 countdown, Mariners opener. Oh, can it be? It's tonight. Easter, 10 days away. NFL draft is 4 weeks from tonight. So in our overnight period, we expect not too much cloud coverage. Overnight lows below the freezing mark, Ellensburg and Yakima. Other than that, we're in the mid to upper 30s. Still a little cooler than we saw overnight last night. Tomorrow for your Friday, this is when things are going to change. We're cooler, mid to lower 50s. We'll see some sunshine in the morning hours, then building cloud coverage and building winds up to those showers in our afternoon for most of our areas, and that snow coming into the Cascades. So off and on showers for your Saturday and Sunday. Tri-Cities area remaining in the mid to upper 50s through Tuesday. Then it looks a little bit warmer as we get to the middle part of our next work week. We'll see more sunshine to start our next work week as well. In Yakima, Mid to lower 50s through Tuesday, and then a little warmer as well. And again, could see some sporadic showers tomorrow evening into Saturday morning, but the bulk of those showers is coming to the mid-Columbia and into the lovely Blue Mountain region. So as we enter April on Saturday, we are seeing heavy winds and shower activity starting tomorrow night.
Thanks, Jason. And new tonight, a dramatic rescue after a snowboarder got trapped and accidentally left behind by his buddies.
We have kind of all decided that I was down there between 5 and 10 minutes. I think maybe about 7 minutes.
You all right?
Fortunately, a stranger showed up to help just in time. We'll see more of that incredible rescue coming up in just a moment. But first, STCU and KAPP Local News are looking for community volunteers in Benton and Franklin counties to go that extra step helping us all. If you know someone like this, you can nominate them by clicking on contests at yaktrynews.com. Every 6 weeks or so, we'll choose a volunteer to profile here on KAPP Local News, and STCU will award his or her organization a $1,000 gift.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry.
Load up, wolves!
Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Get a great deal on an Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
The stage is set, a Hollywood week like you've never seen before. Incredible. But one hopeful leaves everyone stunned.
Does that mean that you have decided to leave the competition?
American Idol, new Sunday and Monday on ABC.
Make a move in the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed for more responsive performance and more advanced tech. When you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2022 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Get moving and find the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
At Mattress Depot USA, we're all about being friendly.
Customer friendly.
Our sleep consultants would tailor the perfect sleep solution just for you.
Local friendly.
We grew up here.
Brand friendly.
The top brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic.
Price friendly.
We always give you the best value.
We might just be the friendliest place on earth. Excuse me? Don't worry, you're still the happiest.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
We know vaccines, immunizations, and boosters save lives. They nearly eradicated polio, protected our infants from chickenpox and measles, and kept our kids safe from whooping cough and meningitis. The best way to keep your family safe from these viruses is to stay informed about when to get vaccinated. If you have questions about vaccinations, like COVID-19 or the flu, talk with your healthcare provider today. Learn more at askyourprovider.org.
With friends, there are no secrets.
Hurricane Gloria didn't break the porch swing, Monica did.
Chandler, one time wore my underwear to work. Hey!
The best way to end your day. Friends, tonight at 11:05 on KVEW.
Next ET.
I'm Kelsey Ballerini.
And I'm Kane Brown.
And y'all can get ready for the CMT Music Awards
with us.
Only we're with the country co-hosts.
So wish us luck.
Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on KAPP.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry.
Load up, wolves!
Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Get a great deal on an Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
New tonight, incredible rescue caught on camera. A snowboarder in the Cascades backcountry near Mount Baker fell into a tree well and couldn't get out. Ian Steger told ABC News he was with a group like this one, but there were so many trees that they split up and he couldn't reach his radio to let the group know what happened.
At that point, I was pretty convinced that I wasn't going to survive the accident. So, I was just kind of in disbelief that I could, one, put myself in that position and and that I was going to die, on my own mountain in an area that I've ridden hundreds of times. I didn't realize how deep I was, but the depth I was at, it was complete darkness. So there was no, even when I was trying to move snow around, there was no light that filtered through at all.
Now watch closely here. A complete stranger, Francis Zuber, was skiing, there you go, in the same area.
Hold on,
he
I'm coming.
spotted Steger's board and came to help. He was able to dig him out, Believe it or not, Steger says they have plans to go out to the mountains again together this weekend. Now, there is more snow on the way for the Cascades this weekend with a winter storm warning starting tomorrow. We'll have a final look at your local weather when we come back.
Portion of KAPP KVEW sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Get moving in the most fun-to-drive Honda vehicles yet. Like the Civic, the vehicle car and driver called more fun to drive than the competition. And the HR-V, with more style, a more sporty design, and more exhilarating performance. Get moving and find the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Fred's Appliance has GE Profile appliances on sale with smart leading-edge features that make life a little easier.
Smart features and sophisticated designs to simplify your life.
Profile dishwashers are quiet, powerful, and offer flexible loading options.
Fred's has more kitchen packages than you'll find anywhere. Save on GE appliances with up to $2,000 in rebates at your local Fred's Appliance.
Fred's has appliances in stock and on sale. Stop in and see us today.
Granting a wish is a powerful thing. My relationship with Make-A-Wish began 14 years ago. We put on a small car show here at the dealership. We generated $4,600, and 14 years later, we cumulatively now have a total of $1.14 million we've done for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I'm lucky to have a position that affords me the opportunity to work with some fantastic people throughout Eastern Washington. They understand our motivation to support the community, and they truly want to support the community. Granting a wish is a powerful thing. You see the laughter, you see the smile. Being a part of that, you can't walk away from that. You want to help another child, and that's been my motivation for years. When a lot of people come together, to me, that's community, and that's home.
Find your way home in a new Subaru from McCurley Subaru.
I'm getting backyard cookout vibes. Inside? Oh, that's the new DQ Backyard Bacon Ranch Signature Stack Burger. Now you can take the backyard anywhere with honey barbecue sauce and house-made Hidden Valley Ranch. You guys are taking this backyard anywhere thing really seriously. Maybe next time you'll take that DQ Backyard Bacon Ranch Signature Stack Burger to, the actual backyard.
We need a hose.
Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Do you have a current vehicle loan or lease? Do you want a low financing rate? Do you want a new ride? 0 down and 1.9% financing even on used vehicles. SteveHahnAutoGroup.com.
At the Blue Mountain Station Cooperative in Dayton, Washington, we offer you the Pacific Northwest's finest local products, fresh baked goods, locally grown produce, artisan cheese, fresh roasted coffee, wine, honey, and so much more. We invite you to explore Dayton today.
Welcome back. It is prom season, and the Valley Mall and Union Gap and Junior League of Yakima are working together to provide free formal wear for teens. They're looking for donations right now of new or gently used dresses, suits, ties, accessories, even jewelry up through tomorrow. Then on Saturday, they'll be setting up a free boutique experience where students who might not be able to afford formal wear on their own will have someone to help them pick out clothes that fit in more ways than one.
We wanted to really just take down those barriers and make sure that every kid gets to have that rite of passage, because it's really important.
To participate, all you need is a current student ID for a Yakima County high school. The event will be from 11 to 4 on Saturday on the upper level of the Valley Mall in Union Gap. Now let's talk about your final look at your forecast.
All right, let's get you ready for the start of your weekend. Tomorrow, Friday, we are going to see some sunshine early and possibly into the afternoon hours, but we do expect building cloud coverage into those early evening hours with shower activity, and those winds are going to be picking up as well. 20 to 30 mile per hour winds tomorrow. Highs again tomorrow will be in the mid to lower 50s. A little bit more cloud coverage for Yakima, but Yakima could be left out of that evening rain, at least the heavy stuff. So for Walla Walla, plenty of shower activity tomorrow afternoon into Saturday morning. Highs right around the mid-50s, morning sunshine, and a little bit more cloud coverage for the Ellensburg areas. They cool off by quite a bit down to the 50-degree mark. So folks, after this lovely day today, get ready for morning sun and then shower activity and winds to build up throughout the day, especially as we get to the evening hours.
All right, thanks, Jason. Thank you so much for watching. KAPP KVEW Local News is back tonight at 6.